So I'd like to ask Hala Fawal to come up and just say a couple words to us today on Stewardship Sunday.
Good morning. Father asked me if I wanted to stand here or up there, and I didn't think you could see me if I stood up there, so I decided to stand here. I'm not really sure why I got volunteered to do this. However, I feel very blessed and honored to be able to share my thoughts on stewardship as a one way for me to give back. So here it goes. One of my favorite Bible verses that speaks to me of giving back is Luke 12:48. For everyone to whom, For everyone to whom much is given, from him much will be required. It's easy to assume that only wealthy people have been given much, but in reality, we all have been given much. I know I have. That is, whatever I'm blessed with, be it talents, wealth, knowledge, time, or whatever, I'm expected and should use these well to glorify God and benefit others. Let me illustrate further by experience I personally had that profoundly touched me and continues to do so to this day. While I was working at UAB, one of my responsibilities was to go visit our research site in Lusaka, Zambia, which was a very poor city and country in southern Africa. And on one of these visits, we went to a local church because we wanted the people to know we participated in their local activities. As I recall, this scarring my senior brain, the church was a big hut-looking structure with a thatched roof, dirt floor, and benches to sit on. For sure, it was not a grand building. I watched and participated as they actively praised God, and I do remember the exact conversion rate, but just as an example, I think it was $1 to 5,000 Zambian kwacha. And I watched these people put in what amounted to a few cents in American dollars, but to them was a great deal. The point, to this day, I continue to be humbled by their praising God and giving back to Him for what little they had. I never will forget that experience, and it certainly makes me all the more grateful for what I have. There are many ways to give our time, treasure, and talents. Financially, what we are able through our stewardship pledge, volunteering for one of the many ministries in our church that our church offers, or through individual talents each of us may have and can share. We just have to look inside for how we can show our gratitude for what God has given us, just as my friends the Zambians did with what little they had. Thank you, and may God continue to bless us all.
So we've talked a lot today about the money, the financial part of stewardship, but stewardship is time, talent, and treasure. So time and talent sometimes seem to be conflated together. So time means our time spent at church services. The talent means our time spent helping the church in other ministries. So time and talent are not the same thing. Time means being in the church services, and we're offering, especially now during this Nativity Fast, many more services. So we give part of our time to worship God, we give part of our time and our talent to serve God, and then we give part of our treasure. And, we talked today a little bit about percentages and the fact that nationally, where the Greek Orthodox Church is at about 0.8%. Now, I think our parish is probably one of the best in giving in the whole archdiocese. We might be closer to something like 2%, but it's still far behind our Protestant brethren. So we should try to compare ourselves with other Christians and not necessarily pat ourselves on the back for being better than our fellow Greek Orthodox churches. And so in that regard, I would challenge you that if you are at less than 1%, or if you have never pledged, pledge something. Try to go to 1%. If you're at 1%, try to go to 2%. If you're at 2%, try to go to 3%. I'm often tempted to give you a money-back guarantee. If you find by the end of the year that this extra percent has really ruined your life, then we will give you your money back. I mean, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You have to step out in a little bit of faith. Now, I'm not asking you to go from 1.8% to 10, but I am saying challenge yourself a little bit. Build up your faith muscles, okay? All right, so today, after